Welcome to Amateur Decorating Like a Pro. I am Catherine. In this video, members of the Dream Team are participating in a holiday mix collaboration. That's several videos taking place over the next 4 weeks. This week, it is a holiday home by design room tour. There will be a playlist in the description box of this video. I'm going to start here in our foyer. These canvases were a DIY from spring 2021. I built the frame, applied the canvas, and painted the canvas. I'll link that video in the description box as well as on an iCard. I removed each canvas and then I measured out the ribbon that I was going to use. Just want to make sure I do all the cuts at one time. That's a time saver. Now I've converted our dining room into my Christmas workshop. I have everything in there that I need. Do you do that? Do you have a designated zone where you're working and prepping things for the holidays, where it'll make things so much easier for you? Well, I hope you do, because if you do that, you can get it done a whole lot faster. And the dining room is working for me. Drop cloth on the table. I've got some old towels on the floor so I don't mess up the rug with a whole bunch of glitter. And this just works out. So I don't waste ribbon. I'm only applying it to the front of the canvas. I needed some push pins and my hot glue gun, and of course my scissors. I applied the push pins so the ribbon would stay in place and so I could ensure that it was straight. And I would also stand the canvases up and look directly at them leaning against the wall. That way I was sure that all of the ribbon lined up across all three of them. You want to pull your ribbon tautly, insert your push pins, and then cut it. The floor on our front porch is very uneven, so I thought my lamps would be safer inside. And besides, from the slightest wind and that unleveled floor, they'd probably fall over. So, hey, they're better served in the foyer. And yes, these Ballard-inspired lanterns were a DIY. I never planned to do this with these canvases, but they truly look like wrapping paper. And listen, when you're applying your ribbon, just do one side and then take it over and line it all up, before you add the hot glue to the final side. These are the typical Hobby Lobby picks, and I decided that I would not use the pine cones at one instance, and I cut some of them off, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna put those back on. So yeah, I ended up leaving the pine cones on these large picks, and they serve their purpose. I also decided to add some smaller picks, the blueberries that I had last year, and some red berries to the picks as well. Besides, I'm going to have touches of red in the dining room. And our dining room is adjacent to the foyer. If this is your first time here, go back and look at the journey we've taken to get our home decorated this season. There are several videos out there, so please click the playlist in the description box below. I had my hot glue gun on standby because I wanted to insert these smaller picks into this pine pick, and I didn't need it. I did not. I could just use the wire to just twist it around the stem, and it worked out beautifully, and the wire was so soft. The large pine picks, they came from Hobby Lobby. I think they have an abundance of these because this is the last thing people tend to want during the holiday season. So I do know that those are plentiful at my local Hobby Lobby. The red and the blueberries, those are also from Hobby Lobby, and they're from last year, and they still have them this year. I told you these guys repeat the same stuff. I mean, it's made in bulk, massive bulk, and we think it's new and fresh. It's a repeat. They are gorgeous. I decided to double up on the ribbon just to have a little more contrast. And it's just so pretty. I love this. Now we're going to add tails to the ribbon too, because that's going to give that little extra touch of elegance to this. I'm telling you, sometimes the greatest inventions just comes out of, what you don't have. So I'm just really taking on this project to say, hey, I don't have anything else to put up in this foyer. I don't want to paint anything else for this foyer, and this is going to have to do. And we just make it work. Now, I often get questions about how did I learn how to do all of this? Well, it was part of my major, and it was also a part of my work experience. And when my husband and I got married and we moved into the same house, and of course we had our two sons, we had to think about their college. We also had to think about paying our bills and all of that. So I was DIY and everything. You guys know I was doing furniture transformations, and I still do those, but I have problems with my hands, and we did not want me to return to the workforce. So I had to watch every quarter, nickel, dime, and penny and make sure that everything was always in control and that my family had just what they needed. And I did that. Yeah. And there was no shame in our game that everything in our house wasn't brand new and that was a homemade slipcover. When you have multiple identical projects, I find it so much easier to do everything in steps at one time. I made bows at one time. I made the tails at one time. I applied the berries at one time. So things like that just makes the project run a whole lot smoother. Yes, indeed, Cyber Monday is real, but there will be other great sales on Amazon and in the retail industry, period. We are in a very unique time for shopping online, and the competitive edge, whether it's online or in the store brick and mortar, it is fierce. So inventory has been short. Now inventory is getting here late. So where is this stuff going to go? Guess what? Spring merchandise is also coming into a lot of our stores very, very early. So Christmas and Christmas promotions are being bumped up. So take advantage of those savings. So swing by my Amazon store, stay ready, follow so you'll know what I am looking at. And I can't wait to share my journey with you as I continue to decorate my home using favorites from Amazon. I'll be adding those. So please go ahead and start following me on my Amazon store, or no, my Amazon boutique. Ribbon is basically hot glued to the canvas, and so you don't want it to kind of fold in the middle. So that's why I have this tiny piece of cardboard here, and if you'll notice, I'm inserting it in the very back, and then I'll thread those wires through, and that is how I will attach the pick. And that way not all of the pressure is on the ribbon. Remember that ribbon is basically hot glued to the canvas. And of course, I'm being very careful not to scratch my canvas. And here we are, they are done. This plaque has been on the wall in our foyer for a long time. They took it down to paint, and I don't know where they put it, but we have been searching high and low and we found it. So guys, it's back up on the wall. I love it. I love it. As for me and my house, there it is, guys. And flanking the front door, there are the lanterns that I DIY'd early spring. And I have a candle inside, and I added the same ribbon to the lanterns and some pine cones in the bottom, and they turned out really well. This is so pretty, and it's not overdone. It's just a nice, clean presentation. I hope you guys like it as much as we do. So you can just imagine this being an actual present and having, one of those green picks on it with ribbon underneath a tree. So basically, I've just kind of blown it up and put it on the wall. If I can find those lightweight fairy lights, they will be added. Well, that's it for me, guys. Remember to click the playlist in the description box of this video so you can see what the other Dream Team members are up to. Thank you so much for stopping by, watching this video, and I hope you are a subscriber. If you are not, consider doing so today and ring the bell so you don't miss a single video. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this video. I hope it made you smile, and I hope I didn't talk too much. And if I did, forgive. Remember, stay in prayer and stay creative. Merry Christmas.